Hello, my friends, and welcome to Simply Hooked, a crochet podcast. I'm your host, Marcy, a crochet designer, mom of two, and creative entrepreneur. Here we celebrate the joy of crochet and talk about what it really means to create a life you love through your own unique gifts. So forgive me in advance for any snorting sounds that you hear. My 2-month-old is joining me and she has a bit of a cold and she's very congested, but this is the only time I have to record this, so we're going with it. So today, I want to start providing some bite-sized episodes, which I will call a quick stitch, because you know I have to name everything, where I will share one simple crochet tip, trick, or technique to make your projects easier, faster, and more fun. So think of this as your quick dose of crochet inspiration. So today's quick tip is about a question I get often. Do I have to do the magic ring? Also known as the magic circle. Is there an alternative? And I get it. The magic ring can be very frustrating to understand, especially when you are just starting out. If you use it, you may feel like you're wrestling with your yarn, but if you don't use it, you may notice a little hole in the center of your first round. So I want to share 2 alternative methods to the magic ring. But of course, there are pros and cons to each of these. Which to use really depends on what you're most comfortable with and what sort of project you are making. So, if you do not like the magic ring, here are 2 chain start methods that you can try. This first one is my go-to method. It's the first one I learned when I started making amigurumi, so it has just become muscle memory at this point, and I use it all the time. So, you would make a slip knot. Then you're going to chain 3 and then slip stitch into the first chain. And this will create a very small ring. Then you will add your 6 single crochet stitches inside that ring. And I say 6 because most amigurumi patterns start with 6. But of course, whatever number is on the pattern is what you would put in that ring. And then you can pull on the tail to make it a little bit tighter. There's usually a tiny hole that will still exist, but if you are using bulky weight chenille yarn, you don't really notice it. As a beginner, this method might feel a little more manageable. And if you use this method with worsted weight yarn, the hole will be more noticeable. So you may want to use the magic ring with that sort of yarn. The other chain start that is popular is when you make a slip knot and then you chain 2 and then you add your 6 single crochets into the first chain. And this naturally creates a ring, which will become round 1 of your project. So both of these are great options if you're not comfortable with the magic ring. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the elephant. The magic ring, also known as the magic circle. It feels very tricky at first. I totally get it. So instead of chaining, you're going to create a loop of yarn and then crochet your stitches directly into that loop. And then you pull it tight. You pull the tail tight. And the magic happens literally when you pull the tail and the circle cinches completely closed. There's no gap, there's no hole, there's no stuffing showing. It really gives your project a professional, seamless look. The one caveat is that if you don't secure the tail properly, it can loosen over time. So you always want to weave that back in through your stitches to lock it into place. So that was a very easy explanation of the magic ring, but if you're a beginner, it can be so frustrating to understand. If you do it enough times, I promise it will become second nature. But when you first start out, it is understandable if you need to watch tutorials every time before you get started. I had to do the same thing. And I've also got a video on my YouTube channel that shows how to do the magic ring if you need it. So which one should you use? For amigurumi, the magic ring is best, but it's not required. The tight, gap-free center it creates just makes your plushies look so much better. But here's the thing. If you're brand new and it feels like a yarn puzzle, just start with the chain method. Get comfortable with the stitches, and then you can circle back to the magic ring when you're ready. It's one of those skills that feels impossible until suddenly it clicks. So today's quick takeaway. Chain starts are simple, but they leave a hole. The magic ring takes practice, but gives you that polished finish that every amigurumi maker wants. So that is it for today's quick stitch. I hope you found this helpful. Go ahead and hit the subscribe or follow button so you don't miss any future tips, and share this with a friend who's just getting started with crochet. And before I wrap up, I'm excited to share something brand new that's launching soon, the 3-month Crochet Kit Club. If you join the club from September through October of 2025, you will get a complete amigurumi kit delivered to your door each month. With yarn, stuffing, a printed pattern, surprise sticker, and even a little project bag. You also get a free crochet pattern of your choice every month. By December, you'll have 3 plushies completely finished, which is perfect for checking 3 people off of that Christmas list. If you want to connect with me, find me on Instagram at simplyhooked1, or send me an email at hello@rcmade.co. So thanks for hanging out with me today, friends. I will see you next time.